There are some funny hadiths that we need to keep talking about. I think I've shared this before. All you naughty people, I hope Hassan is still there. If you don't pray in the morning, if you don't wake up and pray in the morning, it was mentioned before the Prophet that there was a man who slept in the night till morning after sunrise. The Prophet said he's a man whose ears Satan had urinated.
Oh
so,
my God, I remember
so
actually hearing this as a kid.
Sahih Bukhari 3270. So did you wake up like this? Did you did you wake up like,
I've had
mum, my ear is a bit wet today.
yeah.
Mum is like, Satan took a leak in your ear.
Satan's just perpetually taking leaks in my ear, mum.
And it's been mentioned in other places. The last one was Sahih Bukhari 3270. Next one is Sahih Muslim 774. This is a man in whose ears the devil urinated. Another one, Sahih Bukhari 1144. The Prophet says Satan urinated in his ears. There's
Isn't it
another
also
one.
like he can come up through your nostril and pretty much any hole that's exposed? And like he
Yeah.
can come, yeah. And the guy didn't realize he suffers from the same issues that humans do. He also
The,
needs to
the,
excrete and urinate.
yeah. And so just along the lines, another funny one is did you know about this one? I think I've spoken about it a few times before, but I'm not sure if I've spoken about it in English. But this is quite interesting. This is the embryology. This is the explanation of the embryology verse hadith, Sahih
Uh-huh.
Bukhari 6595. It said the Prophet, Allah has put an angel in charge of the uterus. And the angel says, "Oh Lord, it is semen. Oh Lord, it is a clot," which is false. There is no clot in zygote. Oh Lord, it's a piece of flesh. And then if Allah wishes to complete his creation, the angel asks, "Oh Lord, will it be a male or a female?" Again, false, because male or female is determined at the moment of conception or inception. Conception, I think.
Conception. Yeah.
A wretched, an evildoer or blessed. So basically, our deeds have already been sealed. So there's no free will in
There
Islam,
is not
basically.
at all. And like this hadith, even in the longer version, goes on to continue and say, like, if I've written that it will be a good person, then even if they do like, like X, Y, and Z number of things to be going to hell, at the end they'll do something enough to get them to heaven and vice versa. It's all predetermined. There's absolutely no free will in any of this. The angel's written it in a diary. Just find that diary log and I'd always worry about that as a Muslim. I'd be like, what's the date of death? Like if it's already written, like how I really like you'd pray for things that you'd like, I'd just go in my sleep and it will be chill and I'll be old but not too old. You really think about all this.
But what's funny, the funniest one, what made me pull out these funny hadiths just now? Look at this one. Nuria, you can't even be naked when you're alone. So first of all, looking at a woman who is asked in marriage and an explanation of what may not be seen. So even though this is not the topic of the hadith, but it's actually funny. Avoid being naked, for with you are those who never leave you, meaning the recording angels.
Yeah.
So the angels are there with their iPhones and recording you. You're like, oh, do I look good naked or not? Angel is right there with his phone. He's recording. So don't be naked even in your private time for long enough. Because in other places we say there's a hadith or a story. I don't know if you remember that. I don't have the reference right now. I'm not sure if I've read it or I've just heard it, but I think it's a true story, but I could be wrong. There's a story that once Gabriel didn't enter the house of Muhammad because Muhammad was naked having, his favorite activity with his wife.
Oh my gosh. No, I
So,
just know the time when he didn't come in because there was a puppy under his bed.
yeah,
But
there was a puppy,
yeah.
and yeah, no,
And then he says like images and puppies and all this stuff. He never said, "Oh, me getting on with it is what stops Gabriel coming into the house." Very convenient.
There is another funny one. So, but this is misogyny so ingrained for those people who say Islam is the most feminist religion. But look at this. Even when it comes to urine, there is discrimination. There are plenty of hadiths where Muhammad would just sprinkle
Yeah,
water
you
if
guys
if a boy
sprinkle.
would
Yeah.
pee on him. he would only sprinkle water. Like, I mean, how's that going to solve anything? Anyway, but if it's a girl, then he would actually wash the whole entire cloth. So, what's the reasoning behind that? Well, here's the reasoning. Dr. Professor Muhammad Qasim, whatever his name is, Ahmed. This is because the urine of the boy is of water and clay. Ooh, clay!
Oh my
Science! What
word.
is clay? But the urine of the girl is of flesh and blood. Oh my god. So do you see flesh and blood in your urine? I think it might have come from the fact because when some women would carry miscarriage, yeah,
I
when they
was
would
just
have a
gonna say
miscarriage.
the only time I can think that would ever happen is honestly a really, really like heavy period that
Mhm.
probably needs like has like if you've got some issues, but and also miscarriage. That's the only time when that could ever be like plausible.
And
Otherwise,
this is
urine
it.
is urine.
Yeah, and
For both.
exactly. But Nuria, but this is exactly a mistake an ignorant person would make, yeah, because he doesn't
Mm.
know that that the place where your your period blood comes from is totally different from where your urine comes from.
Yeah.
But externally it looks like it's coming from one area.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow,
he
it's all
won't be able to
mixed.
differentiate.
He ain't gonna look out.
I'm sure
This
he
is too
wasn't like
proper.
out there scouting for like G spots and stuff, He had like so much. The rotor was ticking. He's got places to be, people to see. He has no
It just
idea.
and obviously and the flesh part obviously comes from a miscarriage, but obviously these things are never going to happen to men. So he thought that these are actually urinal contents as opposed to being separate entities just coming from the same.
Yeah, that's not even from your bladder or your urethra or anything.
Yeah,
So he's
yeah,
completely wrong.
yeah. It's
And
just so
he
stupid.
must have, yeah, he must have witnessed a miscarriage or yeah, a really heavy period in the making or something.
But him being so lazy, he has an ensuite bathroom. You know that.
Yeah, it's so ensuite that it's just under his bed, isn't it? Yeah, there we go.
The permissibility of a man urinating in a vessel during the night. So the Prophet had a wooden vessel under his bed in which he would urinate at night. And the extension of the story is in Tabri, where it says that this slave girl came in, and just like that.
No, 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 please don't.
So Prophet Muhammad is snoring away. And this
Oh my
and look at these are the mythical stories that they create. This obviously is. The slave girl comes in, doesn't go anywhere, doesn't go to the kitchen or where usually water is, goes under the bed of Muhammad, grabs this vessel, gulps it down, and says, very tasty. And then
God.
the next day, Muhammad says, slave girl, where is my wooden vessel where I left my, urine?
She means you
And
mean that jug of water? What?
yeah, I gulped it down in one sip. That was so tasty. Yum, yum, yum. Can I have more of that water? I've never had the sweetest water like that. Muhammad is
But
like,
according to Islam, yeah, right. That should have been miraculous for her health and everything. That the
yeah.
urine of the Prophet, she should have come out with glowing skin by the morning.
She apparently she did. Apparently she did.
There we go.
And Muhammad was smiling,
Yeah.
and he said, "Well, you have saved yourself from hellfire." That's the extension of the story. And another
Yet
one,
people
another
can go
one.
to hell, right? If they don't, yeah, something about their urine.
But But look at this. This guy had an OCD and had everything against him. He said, I met a man who remained in the company of the Prophet. Abu Huraira remained in his company. He then added, the messenger of Allah forbade that anyone amongst us should comb his hair every day or urinate in the place where he takes a bath. Oh, okay. or put his right shoe before the left shoe. Like, I mean, what the, how random are these second bits? Or
Yeah.
urinate in. So he
I mean, that's some good.
forbade.
That last bit is actually some decent advice for once.
No, no, no,
Don't
no.
pee while you're bathing in those
No, no,
times.
no, no. I have a whole folder which says I have a folder which says no shit genius.
Yeah, yeah,
This
for
falls
real,
under that no shit genius.
for real.
But having said that, a lot of people actually pee in the shower.
Yeah, for sure. No, but even the obsession, like Islamically, I remember the guys in my family would be told by like the elder men and like my grandfather especially, that, you know, you need to like pee sitting down, don't pee standing up, and all of this. Like, and like, like for example, if I was ever outside the bathroom, if I ever spoke, they would be like, no, you've disturbed the angels, because they're waiting outside because they're too modest to see you in that state. So if you speak, they think you're finished and they're going to record the bad deed. So I was like, but then when you have phones, you can just text your siblings. Like,
have a look at this one. Yeah, so this just fair enough, you know, like this, don't urinate where you bathe, is fair enough, a decent advice, because the people he was dealing with were really next level stupid. Look at this one.
Yeah, and hygiene was abysmal.
Well, even Muhammad's hygiene was pretty pathetic too. And
I mean, hygiene all round in 7th century Arabia was pretty abysmal.
Sahih Bukhari 3849. During the pre-Islamic period of ignorance, I saw a she-monkey. This is a later Muslim, Amir bin Maimim. He's saying, before Islam, I saw a she-monkey surrounded by a number of monkeys. They were all stoning her because she had committed illegal sexual intercourse.
Haris, I am done. I don't think I can carry on today.
Even monkeys were carrying out the punishment of adultery on other monkeys.
No, this cannot be real.
And obviously we have all heard this.
They killed that poor monkey. Then they stoned the monkey to death.
Other monkeys, none of them. Other monkeys were doing that, so we weren't humans.
Oh, they saw other monkeys stoning. Oh my god!
So do lions do that too? Chimpanzees do that too? But just bullshit. Yeah, just make up bullshit, so like this one.
Animal instincts is what they're saying.
Like this one, like this bullshit that Muhammad concocted, 3,320. The Prophet said, if a housefly falls in the drink of any one of you, he should dip it in the drink and take it out. For one of its wings has a disease and the other has the cure for the disease. There is no freaking disease on the wing. The actual dirt is carried on his legs.
Neutralize it anyway. The other wing does not neutralize it.
There's definitely no anti-vax. You know, there's a vaccine on the other wing. Muhammad will just make up this shit.
It's not like poison antidote in a fly's wings. That's not how it works. But again, Haris, it's so embarrassing. I genuinely pondered that thought. Like, I was on a holiday, I was a Muslim, a fly fell into my drink, and I was like, and it was pretty full still, and I was like, oh, but like both wings are in there, so should I just? And then I was like, nah, I can't. But you think this crap.
Yeah. Look at this one. And he was a hypocrite as well. Look at this one. I've got so many of these ones. He pooped in that direction as well. So Jami' Tirmidhi, number 9. It says, the Prophet prohibited us from facing the Qibla. So don't piss in the direction of Kaaba. But then this guy is saying, Jabir is saying, but then I saw him facing in a year before he died. Towards the end, Muhammad was like, screw you. I make the rules. And started pissing.
Seriously,
it's just I just don't get it.
It's like one rule for him always, then the other rule, the like other rules for the rest of the peasants. That's really. And a couple of guys he was scared of. But otherwise, he's always breaking his own rules and always trying to worm his way out if he gets caught.
Yeah, there's so many. I think you keep watching us, because I'll keep coming up with those ones. There's a whole folder. The folder of hypocrisy of Muhammad is getting bigger and bigger. Funny hadiths, woof, they're way through the roof. So yeah, we'll keep getting it. Anyway.
If you like these videos and want to support me in my activism, then you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. Stay free, everyone.